Hi, I'm Fred Cook, and we're here in Berkeley, California. We're in the process of restoring a Cal 40 sailboat. The Cal 40 is the classic sailboat from the 1960s. This one was built in 1966 and was owned by the same owner for over 45 years. Sadly, she's fallen into a bit of disrepair. And the choice really here is we either do a full restoration or the boat will probably be lost. So we've taken the project on. I thought it would be interesting to share with you what we need to do to bring this boat back to beautiful, as new Bristol shape.
If you still have stomach for it.
You didn't.
There it is.
The California pink slip and the keys.
And the keys.
Holy
and
smoke.
it's yours.
Wow. Yeah.
15 years it's been sitting here.
Okay. I don't know what we're getting into, but I'm game.
You want to go aboard?
I think we should, definitely.
Yeah.
Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Okay. All right. Well, the windows will get rebuilt.
Yep.
Hatches we'll have to find another solution for.
Wiring is shot.
Wiring shot, plumbing shot. I think we'll have to go through most of the systems on the boat, and
Yep.
while we're at it, we can start addressing the cosmetics of it.
And electronics are gone.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
I doubt that you could even
yeah,
license that radio.
it's an old crystal set. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Yeah. A lot of bags of sails, and we'll have to get Cammy over here from Pineapple.
Pineapple, yeah. He's ready to take a look.
Holy smoke! What am I getting into?
A little mold.
That's easy.
Yeah.
The mold doesn't scare me. I think the thing I'm worried about here, Cree, is just getting into any of the water damage, particularly bulkheads. We've got at the base of the mast in this boat is a big steel beam that runs across, and that's always a concern.
Right, and
And I'll take a look at
somebody has been in there looking
Yeah.
at that, and I think it's pretty good shape.
Yeah.
The chain plates seem to be not horrible. I mean, nothing has been done to them as far as I can see.
Yeah, pretty much original boat, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
So from some work on the internet, there were some natural concerns, that steel beam being one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, we got a marginal engine in here, so we're talking about a
No,
repower.
this isn't
Just get it
marginal.
all
Just
out.
get it out.
Okay. We could probably pull the rig out of this
Yep.
and have Jay take a look at everything and do
Yep.
some rework on the rig. You know, I can produce new chain plate covers and all that stuff,
Yep.
all the metal work. You know, it's not scaring me. There's a lot of sanding and varnishing. One of the big things with old Cal boats is the tabbing on the bulkheads. We have to make sure the bulkheads haven't pulled away.
Okay.
Because these boats were pretty lightly built for the
Right,
time.
you see some on the starboard
Yeah.
side there.
Where the plywood that was fiberglassed in for the boat is kind of pulled away from the hull, and that's part of what we need to work on. That's not structural anymore, and so we'll have to get in there and grind that out. Same thing going on over here on the port side. Real common problem with older Cal boats.
Has the bulkhead material failed?
I don't see any evidence of that. I mean, even where you get some water collection on the shelves and stuff, it's all solid. I'm a little concerned back over here on these chain plates that have been weeping. When you see rust coming off chain plates, coming out of the deck fittings, you wonder, you know, has it damaged the material underneath it? And we won't know until we get the bolts off and bang the chain plates out of there. Those chain plates usually go when a renovation is done because they're holding up the forward lowers, which get in the way of some of the sails.
There's not anything extraordinary
Yeah, it looks pretty
wrong
straightforward.
with it at all.
I think your comment on the phone when we were talking about it was that you thought it suffered from lack of uses
Right.
more than it suffered from abuse,
Yeah.
which is typical. We've got a boat that needs some love, and I don't see that there's anything major structurally wrong. You'd like to get into it a little more in depth, but
No.
you know, obviously it's the typical stuff: tanks, plumbing, electrical.
Yeah, and even the
Batteries.
deck doesn't look as if there's been a whole lot of leaking going on.
Yeah, one of the problems in these boats is that right around the fasteners here, you know, if you get water in there, then it creates a rot spot in the deck. And it looks like we've maybe had a little, but it doesn't look like anything. I think,
I've jumped around on it, and I
Yeah.
don't find any horrible soft spots.
all right.
We need to stay class legal.
I'd like to. I've thought a lot of, you know, I think that's the thing to do with this boat. She's a classic Lapworth design. The class is very active,
Okay.
and I think that's where we're going to take her. We're going to go a little
Okay.
different
Well,
direction, you
that's
know?
good to know right now because
Yeah, and I think if we were to go cruising with it, we'd do something completely different. And I don't think that's what this boat's all about.
Okay.
You know?
Well, that's
And-
good to know now because you know I've obviously been thinking of improving.
Yeah. Oh, I think we take her back as close to stock as possible and keep her light and centralize the weight as much as legally possible, and we get some good sails and have some fun with her on the race course. That's what I think this boat's all about. And you know, if I wanted to go cruising, I'd probably pick a different boat.
Yeah.
Although it's be comfortable as
boat.
hell.
Yeah.
You know, I'd get
No,
something maybe
absolutely.
a little bit bigger
Yeah.
and all that. But this is fine for what it is. But I think, you know, we've got a good starting point in the fact that the guy donated the boat to us for
For
restoration, and
Yeah.
you know, it wouldn't feel right if we didn't do it correctly.
No.
So,
And
okay,
I promised him that it was going to go back together.
yeah, it's going to look like new. I see
Yeah.
what we need to do, and you know what the beauty of a Cal 40 is that she's as a lot of people have said, she's a boat without many flaws,
Right.
and we can fix this boat and make it right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's worth doing, and it has the support of a really enthusiastic group of boat owners
Yep.
and the class association, and it's just, I don't think there's a more suited boat to do this to than this model of Lapworth's boats. All right, well, you know, it's everything you said it was, and it's actually in a little better shape than I was worried it was going to be. Well, this will be a hoot. I hope everybody's excited about this
Yeah.
as much as I am.
What I'd like to do is we'll call Cammie this afternoon,
All right,
and I'd love to get these things off the boat
so we can see
so
what
we
got.
can take them over to him,
All right.
and he'll spread them out in the loft and tell you whether you have awnings or,
Drop cloths.
yeah, drop cloths or you know, some sails that we can fool around with. We'll take these down to the loft tomorrow morning. First thing, we'll move the boat
All right.
and haul it out over at the yard. And there's a surveyor coming
Good.
that should be there mid to late morning.
So
Right.
it's a good thing to do as a first step. Plus, I'd like to know from a surveyor's standpoint what she sees, and you know what her experience says. There's some things we address. There's no point in doing all the work to this and then get it back in the water and have it surveyed again for sea trials,
Right.
and then have something we missed.
Right.
So I think that's great.
And she's very willing to work along with us
All
to
right.
accomplish that.
Okay.
And she's in and out of the yard a lot.
Good.
So
All right, Cree. I'd say thank you, but I know better.
yeah.
All right, well, let's have some fun and learn about it.
I would expect a thank you, except I know better.